The standard measurement of the value produced through the production of goods and services over a specific period is GDP. Consequently, it also for the revenue generated by the manufacturing and total amount spent on finished goods and services. The GDP percentage is calculated to determine the rate of growth between the current and previous years of the country. To understand that purpose, there are four main components that make up GDP. Number one, public expenditures and services. Services such as hotels, spa, and tea shops, and consumer goods including rice, oil, milk, etc. Number two, investments. Investments in industries and companies, subject of how many thousand crores were spent on it. Number three, government spendings. Government spends money on roads, schools, hospitals, and pays salaries to government employees. Number four, our exports. That is net exports. Our total exports minus total imports is net exports. Every financial year, April to March, when our government announces the GDP rate, the country's gross domestic product GDP is calculated. Due to quarantine lockdown and employment losses, India's GDP growth rate for 2020 was minus 6.60%. Because at that time everyone is not immediately leaving their house to go to tea shop or textile shop, and so there is no significant money circulation. Because individuals aren't ready to spend money on anything, and businesses will automatically stop producing goods, which will lead to a reduction in employee numbers. People also worry about losing their jobs, which has an impact on their purchasing power and the GDP. If public spending and services not occurring, this chain process will continue. The only way is our government can resolve this issue and maintain the GDP growth rate is by providing subsidies to industries and purchasing sizable investments from other nations to develop revenue. Once it happened, this cycle is automatically reversed. Factories manufacturing large products, public will gain employment. People will gain access to money and purchasing power, which will lead to GDP growth. GDP calculation is crucial for all nations, not just India. Every country's GDP is computed to understand its economic situation. The GDP of a nation will represent the condition of each individual's financial condition. GDP is the measure of country's wealth. A higher GDP rate indicates that the country's wealth is greater. What is the current GDP of India in 2022? GDP in India is expected to reach 3,386 USD billion by the end of this year, according to trading economics, global macro models, and analyst expectations. What is rank of India in the economy? According to the recently released report, GDP growth by country 2022, India's GDP is the fifth largest GDP in the world. That is all for today. Thank you for listening.